Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Layback Gamer, and we are back with some more Civilization 4 Rise of Mankind. Now, recently I don't know what happened, but essentially I had muted my microphone somehow, or the computer muted it for me. I don't know what happened, but anyways, at any rate, we're back with some more Civilization 4 Rise of Mankind, and this is actually pre-recorded footage that you're seeing that I'm now commentating over. Which, yeah, that's going to be that's a lot of fun because I got an hour and a half of footage that I'm going to be recording over. And I'm only going to go to about roughly an hour and a half on the OBS timing, so there might be some stuff that doesn't quite get touched upon. Meaning that a little bit of it might look like, hey, 1 second, okay, at the end of this week's series of episodes, it's going to go, all right, this happened, and suddenly, oh, well, now a bunch of other stuff has just happened. So, yeah. It sucks, but you kind of learn to just... I was originally thinking, do I want to go through do I really want to go through the trouble of editing this and trying to add some voiceover? And I figured for this series, yes, the same thing has kind of plagued me on a couple of my other series, ESL Legends, and a huge chunk of a bunch of RimWorld videos that I ended up recording, which sucks because the RimWorld had some really good commentary over it, and that one I'm deciding that I'm not going to, or at least not right away. I'll take it down into more manageable chunks. Which that's hopefully I can do that. Optimistically, I will be doing that. And instead of just all at once like I'm doing with this, it's going to be, well, as I said, divided up. I'm just trying to stall out a little bit of time because, well, as you can see, the game's taking its time in loading up. But essentially, in this little recording session, what I had wanted to get done was I wanted to continue to build up the existing infrastructure that I had, get some more gold back from my buildings, as well as, just make everything in my empire a little bit better. I did have a big naval invasion plan, and by the end of this recording series, I actually did manage to get to finish it, to fix it, to get it all finished. Currently, I'm just going through my city. He's deciding, okay, which cities are going to need to be rushed out. And it turns out not too many of them do. We're still in the Golden Age. We have another 16 turns of that. I think the entire first chunk of this is going to be in the Golden Age, and then afterwards it's the Aftermath. And a bit of spoilers for what's headed down the road. We're going to see the rise of a couple of old friends, if you catch my drift. And I do so like it when old friends that we never really got along with come back and say, hey, how you doing? I'm gonna muck up your day by just existing, and my old cities, they'll want to come back to me. Because they like me. And then there's me in the background going, no, stop. Stop the madness, I don't want this. I don't want you to revert back. I spent so long trying to convince you to just, well, not really convince, aggressively convincing you that you want to be part of my nation. There we go. But, yeah. So, we are currently in the midst of building up the big naval invasion that I got planned. English got destroyed again. And I think we are now at the lowest point of the lowest number of civilizations that we've ever been in. I do plan on making it lower by taking out the Greeks, Carthaginians, and Russians. Which, That'll be great to see go. I won't be upset when all three of them leave. Russians, because they got a lot of territory, and I could use all of that territory. It's all going to be mine at some point. Preferably in the near future, but I'll take it whenever I can get it. And as I stated, at the end of this this episode, this recorded series, I end up having the force I need from from the old Iroquois lands to start an invasion. I also go over a bit of a battle plan for them, which at the top of the next week's episodes that will be airing starting on Monday, I will essentially re-break down exactly what my battle plan is with each armies, and I'm going to be sending out a total of 3 built-up squads to go and take Russians out, take out the friends that I mentioned earlier, and ideally Carthage as well. Essentially, all this in an effort to really weaken the Greeks and make them worried about us ever coming after them. So much so that they won't bother to attack us. Now, I imagine that the Koreans, they'll be pretty happy with this. The Byzantine might also be okay with it. I don't know what the AI think. I just know that not a lot of people ended up liking the Mayans or the Incans. They tried to capitulate them. Portuguese, for some reason, still want me to still want to be a vassal state under me, which, no, I will not let them. And speaking of annoying things, that amount of riflemen for the AI is going to be very annoying to build up. As you saw, managed to get all of those riflemen shoved inside that one ship. So yeah, it's a glorious day. I'm still waiting for the other fleet to come over here. If I recall correctly, I don't remember if I did it in this one, if I did it starting in the next. Okay, so here's where I started. So I decided to build a brand new navy for that city. Since we have West Point, and I really wanted to see exactly what we were going to get, how much experience. And in the end, I did end up completely revamping the fleet that services Ojutai, and now I have 2 fleets that service the 2 Iroquois cities. And of course, we're slow. Once this war kicks off, we can get enough great generals. We can have we can build up enough great general presence in order to get the combat experience in. I think it's not a Tarka. It might be a Dramoka. Which one is it? Let me just take a look through here, because I know Silgumar is the old Berlin capital. Let's see here. Oh, it is a Tarka. Never mind. So the DL Tarka can just build up a massive army from within it, and we go to town. And making that 4 cities that are now able to produce they're able to produce highly, I guess, trained, if you will, troops. And here's just the act of dropping off all the troops that I had stocked up in that pod there, and taking those ships all the way over to here. I think, yeah, I took everything. I also took those other 3 frigates. I kind of noticed them after the fact, and split them up amongst the other fleet. I think the other fleet ended up getting 2 frigates and a galleon added to it, if I recall correctly, and that's the promotion set that we're going to go with. So it's 3 maneuvering and 2 with navigation. And here I am, just going ahead and getting the fleet built up. So I ended up going with 6 galleons and I think about 10 additional frigates, so that's 11 frigates, 6 galleons to service Ojutai, who will be building elite units as well as all the religious people in it, because I get scientific method. After completing the objective, I was really happy I got it. In retrospect, I probably should have offsetted those responsibilities to Silgamar and have a small fleet focus on delivering all the missionaries out to each individual city and try to, get the all religious buildings in every city, so that I could say, yeah, I truly have the religious freedom civ, where we have everybody's religion is welcome. Heck, even the atheist as well. And also, it was kind of at this point that I'm going, oh, look at that, I'm the most advanced. That in my mind, I'm kind of just trying to plan my wins and plan out how I'm going to win. I had already stated that I would simply just go, I'm going as long as the game will progress for. And essentially that's until there's nothing left to continue to climb up higher and higher. I go for a win, and whatever win I get, I stick with it. Now it might be now I might eventually come back to it over time and do a alternate universe, as in what if this never happened? What if I never did X? And honestly, that X is probably going to end up being the UN, since I think closer to the end of this little recording session, I realized that I could vote myself in as either that, or I could vote myself in, or I have more than enough votes to cancel, to essentially swing whatever vote the AI puts whatever motion it puts forward. So say, stop going to war with one of our brothers in faith. If I didn't like him, I could hit no, and then it would essentially, I'd have enough power to have it automatically be no across the board. I don't think that was it. I'm leaning more towards that. Oh yeah, and then the immigrants are flowing into Ojutai. I made a joke that, hey, they're escaping all the war-torn countries and coming to the greatest nation in this game. That does not sound familiar at all. 100% does not sound familiar. Where was I? I kind of lost my train of thought. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying earlier. Oh yeah, I also I forgot that happened. So just a little bit of a brief pause there, as I decided I forgot to put my music on shuffle. So I said to myself, you know what, we're gonna quickly tack it onto shuffle. I wish I could oh, and that was the other thing that kind of concerned me, was that's not good. I mean, for now, I think I can. For now, I said, yeah, I'm okay with this, but that's an issue, because I don't want Ojutai to get angry. It's the capital prime there, so I'm looking into getting some of these like the buildings that require X amount of temples to be built, and the one that I'm really close to is the Buddhist one. So ultimately that's the one I end up choosing, and I do get it. As you can see, I also have Supreme Courthouse and a different type of courthouse as well. Both of them being national wonders. I did plot a city to build those in. Yeah, so now I'm going around and trying to check, because I thought did I actually end up going for the Taoist? I don't remember. But essentially I went, okay, I need a Taoist temple, rushed it out for gold so that I could get the pagoda started up in Ojutai the following turn. That's what I did, okay. Alright, that's good to know. Over there, still building up more riflemen. It's actually closer to the... Oh yeah, I still have the frigates coming from Arashan as well. So closer to the end of this recording series and or this little session, I realized that I might be in a bit... that fighting against the Russians, Greeks, are probably going to be a bit of a tougher battle, since they now they were able to get flintlock between the time that I was building up my army and now. They weren't. No civilization was close to getting rifling, so I wasn't. I'm not concerned about them getting rifling. But the fact that they got a flintlock was a little concerning, because rifleman is logically the next choice, the next unit that you power up to, and I'm nowhere near being able to get. Actually, that's not true. I just need scientific method and explosive. I can get grenadiers, which do an extra 50% against riflemen. Which, if push comes to shove, I can incorporate those into a quote-unquote main army. Excuse me. I'm just going to pause for a minute to take a quick drink. If the AI were to get rifling, it would be before I was able to get, say, grenadiers or infantry. It would really, really suck, because then I'd have to go, because it'd be 26 against 26, and that's not going to fly too well. And as you can see, and it only happens for 4 of the units, I ended up getting the buff that the Hellenism building that allowed the monastery from that. Essentially, I got that from that, and those are going to be the only 4 units that are going to be giving me, that are going to get that production set, that extra, that extra benefit as well. Which was it was a little unfortunate, not gonna lie. Pretty not too happy with that, but you know, you can only do so much. You can only get so much. And I was happy to I was happy to get at least 4 units. It sucked, but getting 4 units with an extra promotion after that just means that they're going to be, I guess, the elite units of my army. And as you see there, I think yeah, currently they only had matchlock, so they only had arquebusiers, but by the end they do get they do have the AI, some of the AI have flintlock, and that allows, or it's either flintlock or matchlock, I think it's flintlock. That means that they can get they are allowed to get musketeers, which is the same strength as my Minutemen. Really, the only difference between the Minutemen and the musketeers is just the look of them. I think I was trying to find a map from someone. Oh no, wait, I was trying to see who I could also assign defensive packs with. I determined that, yeah, I can't do that with anybody else aside from those 2. And I'm pretty sure the Byzantine aren't on good terms with the Greeks, if I recall. I don't know if they're on good... They might be on good terms with Hong Kong. That one I'm a little iffy on, because they were able to take a couple of their cities, so maybe Hong Kong is not a big fan towards the Byzantine Empire. And of course there's the Ethiopian Empire, which they ended up getting hit pretty hard after they tried to go after the Incans. They lost the cities, and as well as started losing some of their territory. Currently they haven't vassaled to anybody just yet, which is good. Same with the Mayans, the Arabs, and I don't actually know what other nations are free on the map. I think I'm trying to decide what I want to do in this city. I ultimately believe that I do just start production on a military. Yeah, so I start with 6 to 8 cannons, a medic and then start producing riflemen constantly. And the medic's there just so that people can heal up a lot quicker. Yeah, I decided this was the time to start building the... Oh, it's Culligan at this city. Never mind, it's not a target. My bad. Culligan is going to be starting to produce its army, even though it's got 2 great generals less than I would have wanted. They're still going to get a couple of... they still get 2 bonuses from it. Now I'm just using that citizen to kind of go around and take care of all of the... Oh, excuse me. All the spare... all the places that I missed. Putting roads on. Thank you. The words did not want to come to me. I had to think about that for a minute there. Just wanted to check to see if what the promotions were on the frigate, so I could at least get the movement right, so that at least the galleons will be able to keep up and they won't slow down the frigates. And with it, I'm slowly producing a rather big military. Well, my fleet is insane. I'm sure if I were to, or if I could take a command and order all the frigates in my empire to just go attack a target, I think I'd have enough frigates to, well, just to destroy everything. Just a marauding force of frigates going around. Oh, that would be pretty crazy. That would be insanely crazy. And now we got scientific method, so we're going for steam power. I think at this point I am beelining it right for oh, I'm going for the Cristo Rendetto. So I'm actually not going into explosives at the moment. The other one that I could get is cavalry, and cavalry can do pretty good against riflemen. Especially if you equip them with, if you can manage to get them outfitted with 90% retreat. Essentially meaning that all except one, like, it's a 1 in 10 chance that they won't retreat. So, excuse me. And if you couple that with a great general, you can get an tactic upgrade that allows for an extra 30% withdrawal from combat chance, meaning that if you would lose, essentially your cavalry is going to win, or they're going to withdraw from combat. I don't know if that is like a constant that will always happen. I haven't exactly tested it on a weak unit. But essentially, if it's working out in the way that I'm hoping for, where 100% means 100% you can withdraw from the battle, then that means that we could essentially have an immortal army of cavalry go into a territory, weaken cities, and eventually take them over, have them start to heal up, bring some riflemen behind them to reinforce the city, cavalry heal up, they go to another city, or we have like 2 or 3 hit squads of cavalry, and they essentially, we just land them on the island, and from the moment that they touch ground, it's game over for the AI. They immediately die. Now that would be awesome. I think at one point about here I was kind of debating, do I want to go after the Koreans, because they also do have a rather big empire. And they have a lot of vassals at this point too. They're all pretty weak, but they did have a lot of them. I think Churchill may have been one of the Koreans' vassals, so they ended up dying off, which means he lost one of the vassals, but I don't really think that was too big of a deal in the AI's mind. Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been pretty exhausted past few days. I just finished doing 2 of my two midterms today, and I had a midterm on Wednesday, Oh, and yeah, that happened as well. So I needed to decide where did I want to put this great prophet. Ultimately, I think I ended up putting him in a pretty bad city. I ended up putting him in a capital that, or in a religious capital that the building did not produce any wealth off of it. So it ended up being a bit of a waste, sadly. But I do eventually want to get it to the point where I have all those buildings and I'm going to be generating a lot of wealth off of them. That's my hope. Especially if I manage to capture the Hellenism as well. Or the Hellenism capital. In my mind, if I can do that, I am golden. I'm good, because then I can get a lot of money just from that one building. It'd be oh so perfect, oh so epic. I'd be really happy because, of course, look at the amount of money. We're swimming in cash, and that's us a 70% research. I could decrease that. And I think at one point I did to see how much I could, and I still researched at a pretty good rate while being at 0%. So the dream is still there to be able to go down to 0% and just stay there and produce money constantly. And that's gonna come from a lot of science buildings in cities and gold buildings in those cities as well, because well, just to make a lot of stuff. I want to make a lot of money, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. At any rate, we are coming close to the end of this first little section here. So I'm not going to do an outro for each individual section. Rather, it might be just a bit of a brief pause where I don't end up saying anything, and during that time I'll probably just be trying to quickly grab a small snack. I don't know, what was I doing at this point? I think I was distracted. I believe I was playing some Elder Scrolls Legends on my tablet at the time. I think that's probably what I was doing. I don't know, not 100% sure what I did at that point. All I know was that, hey, look, I ended up getting distracted on this. But that's okay. That is A-okay. And I'm kind of a little distracted myself. I'm tired, and I'm also playing another game on the side because I don't know what to say. I just need something to keep it to also entertain my mind with. Playing something tends to help with that. I'm still trying to decide where I want to put this priest. I think I was checking the city to see if I had built the Mayo, which I did. And then the Magi religion caught my attention as Commentating, I think that's what it was. I don't remember the specific name. It was something along those lines. I don't know why I'm checking this one out. Really don't know why. Yeah, I have no clue why. Oh. I didn't realize I actually spent this much time trying to look at the city. Oh, now I'm actually looking at each of them and going, okay, which one do I want? Chematism, there we go. That's what it's called. So I believe, that I had wanted to put it in that city. I had to check where the capital of it was, and it was in Siege Dragon, and I knew it was one of the areas that I captured. I actually passed over it too. So then I said, okay, instead of trying to look for it, let's look in here, and sure enough, pretty easily found it. So I went, all right, let's go ahead and ship over there, and that way because I didn't actually build it there, I can make some money off of this, and that's going to be awesome for me. Be so happy, make a bunch of money, and well, yeah. All right, we're about at the 30-minute mark. I'm just going to cut out for a little bit, grab something to eat, and I'll be right back in a couple minutes. Well, for you guys, it'll be actually a couple minutes between this one and the next one. But the final one today will be it'll be a whole day. So be right back.